place where Louis dwells, to the dear old temple far we love so well. Sing the whipping booths assembled with...
It's beautiful here, isn't it? Tell you the truth, I never thought of smoking a pipe till I came back to visit my old alma mater, Yale, today. Wore a tweed scarf, too. And those special effects people did a grand job on that snow. You could actually believe it's real. That's the Yale Drama School right there. The temple of my art. I learned a thing or two there. They look pretty much the same, I guess, after 300 years, this building.
We will serenade our Louis while life and voice shall last. Then we'll pass and be forgotten with the rest.
This is the drama school. What happened to special effects snow? I was in plays, of course, here, but there's one thing I remember most of all. Old Constance Welch, the late Miss Welch, was the drama coach here, and I had 22 classmates in the acting class. And she gave us an exercise to use makeup in a dramatic context. So I made up something. I love to amuse my classmates here. I put one half of my face dark makeup, reddish, like a phony Indian with war paint and a feather. On the other side, part of a cowboy hat with pale white paint. I put myself in a swivel chair, and I improvised a dialogue with myself. I began with the cowboy. Black Hawk, your people have got to stay on the reservation in peace. You do not keep the peace. No, it's you, those renegades that went and got... No, it is you and the white men who must back and forth. And the class was screaming, and even old Miss Welch said, Klein, you ought to do a one-man show. I don't wear makeup all the time, just for television.
Yes, he does.
Is there no privacy? You can see the whole show from the back on HBO.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Home Box Office presents Yale's own Robert Klein.
Thank you so much. Welcome. I went to school here 18 years ago, the drama school here at Yale. My third day here at Yale. I'm coming down York Street to a rehearsal, and I'm wearing tweeds and I'm ready to go, you know. And I suddenly hear, from the tables down at Maureen. I said, it's a Gene Kelly musical, or I'm hallucinating. What's happening here? I look up, there was a place called Maury's and the Weapon Poofs. Is that what they call themselves? They have a lot of nerve for, you know, and they, pardon me, what are you? I'm a Weapon Poof, right.
It's much like being a mummer, I guess. You ever see them parades? With feathers, mummers marching parades all over the country. What does he tell his kid when he goes to work in the morning? Harold, you stay here with Mom. I'm going to mum. You know. Yale, I learned to speak clearly in this room. That kind of spit, in Shakespeare so that they hear you. Ah, sweet Mercutio is dead. You spray the first row, then they're doing a good job. We had spinning 104 here. I had it spinning 104, Saliva 17 is for advanced Shakespearean. Ah, sweet Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds which all too soon did know his grace, my lord. Mostly what I was doing was trying to get laid, but there were no girls here at that time. I mean, you saw a graduate student occasionally from the drama school and music school, but basically women were in a very dangerous situation on this campus in those days. A leg without hair on it! It was very dangerous and gauche. I went to an undergraduate, history, political science, Alfred University. It's good for about 6 claps at Yale. It's good for about 8 claps at Alfred University. It's a very rural part of New York State, which I must say was enriching for a kid from the Bronx to get off a train in Hornell, New York, and holy shit, look at that dog! There's a big thing hanging from it. By the way, there will be a test on this show immediately afterwards. Multiple choice. It's going to be a bitch. 9 choices, all alike. I always like a nice obvious multiple choice. Which of these is different? A giraffe, rhinoceros, camel, a raisin. That kind of multiple. But then you could think, rhinoceros is wrinkled, so it's a raisin. Maybe it's an abstract multiple choice. Interpretive. A true and false is a fool's paradise. You think you have a 50% chance if you're a fool. Essay test was my favorite, personally. You like an essay? How many of you think an essay is more appropriate? This is the boom eater. An essay, it seems to me you could boogie and latitude, you could generalize, you could bullshit your way through an essay. Especially if several bullshitters here tonight. Stand up and take a bow. Especially if the teacher wasn't on the ball. You stay up 3 nights and you come in, I love that word compare. Compare the civilization of Mesopotamia with ancient Rome with respect to the following: mercantile interest, religion, shovel please. In terms of is a very good PBS expression. They use a lot of public affairs shows at 10 in the morning on Sunday. In terms of the community's interest, people are overdoing it pretentiously with their, hey, Harry, you hungry? In terms of actually wanting to eat. Harry, how about a couple of fingers in your eye? Want to go to the ball game? In terms of actually locomoting to the ball. I mean, you get away with a good word once in a while. Don't be afraid. I use milieu every once in a while. I don't feel guilty. Use it in the right context, you sound good. You use it wrong. Well, anyway, it was an excellent milieu. Milieu challenge. You're an illiterate putz with a BA. Where do you come off saying milieu? You should try in terms of it and work your way up to milieu. Anyway. We have a little time here. This is not well, actually, it is television, but, a kind of acceptable one. Because it's not a talk show where it's like a 6-minute pop. Hi, how are you? Boom, that's it, you've disappeared. You have to kiss everyone on these talk shows. Hi, how are you? Well, who are you? Why am I kissing you? How are you? I hate that. I mean, I was on some talk show with Lauren Hutton, who's a beautiful model and bright woman, too. I shook hands, I met her a couple of times. Hey, come on. Kiss her or no? just my luck on that show, who gave me a tremendous kiss, Dr. Joyce Brothers. Hi, Bobby, how are you? Give her a tongue. Give her a tongue. Oh, I'm sorry, just wanted to come in. I said, Joyce, come on. Anxiety helps no one, Bobby. You know, she made a strong case. She's smart, though. We had a dream sequence section where Gene Hackman told his dream, and Candace Bergen told her dream, and I told this recurring dream I've had for 15 years of hot dogs chasing donuts through the Lincoln Tunnel. And, she's very hip, though. She told me I was hungry. Go to a hamburger joint, you know. I live in New York, and I must talk a little about that. I'm not a blind optimist. It is very difficult to live in a place. I love people that hang on in the midst of some misery and adversity. I saw men fishing at 125th Street in Harlem River. God bless this man. Now that is patience. Supposing he did catch something. Any idea what kind of monster, bulldog, sick fish that's gotta be? Come out of that water and boom, get that goddamn hook out of my mouth, you idiot! You're gonna bait! You know, they don't fall around. I've taken to fishing, actually, lately. You know, I like it. I had to get over a kind of anthropomorphic thing about the fish not maybe digging a hook, ripping his mouth and stomach out. But really, when I got over that, it was just easy. I concentrate on the drowning worm instead. Because the fish, when you bring him into the boat, he still seems to prefer to be elsewhere. But a worm doesn't seize lower on the fauna chain, and for some reason he doesn't give a shit. You cut him in half, both sides walk away. How are you? See the Yankees in that last World Series? They were great, weren't they? Throw that ball! Run! Hit! Bunt! Baseball's most dangerous procedure, by the way. You miscalculate right in your monongolos. Sorry about that, see. Career full of euphemisms searching for the networks. Can we use woo-woo instead of tush? Baseball players are a little less hardy than football players. Baseball player slides into second base and, oh, raspberry infection, out for the year, mercurochrome, you know. Football player, the doctor said, you can't go back in there, son. The bone is sticking through the skin. Well, put it back, sucker! The amphetamine starts to take hold around the national anthem. He gets going, and a home! They're hitting each other's helmets. And I love the way they understate the violence. Like the referees, you know, personal foul, number 22. First of all, they have to walk away. They put that mic on, and the players are screaming, you stop! Personal foul, number 22. Ripping the running back's head off. Breaking his legs, calling his mother fat and ugly. 15 yards, decline. And after they break someone's legs and you see the players on the bench, they turn around and go, hi, Mom. Baseball, it's a game of fear and avoidance. My parents didn't let me play either. Slightly protective people with a slightly different approach toward child rearing than, say, Mr. and Mrs. Too Tall Jones' parent, you know, or the Flying Melendez, for example, who seem to delight in the complete wiping out of their family and their profession. Well, I understand your son-in-law was killed last week. Yes, we're very proud. Yes. Understand your daughter-in-law was killed last month. Oh, yes, very proud. No, that, yes. Understand your grandson sprained his ankle. Yes, we hope he was killed next week. We hope. But my parents is, what, football? Are you crazy? How about checkers? What are you talking about? One of those will flip up, take your eye out. You know what happened to that Dawkins boy? You know that. Tennis with a helmet. You can get an abrasion on your head there. When I went to the circus every year, Madison Square Garden, I always wanted one of those toy whips. That's who I identified with, the lion tamer. That was the favorite souvenir. You've been to the circus now, it's kind of light, you spin, nothing. But I wanted one of those toy whips, and they wouldn't let me have one because my mother had a friend who had a daughter-in-law who had a child, who had a cousin who had a son who almost had his eye injured once by a circus whip. It's called the Circus Whip Legend, and I had to settle for one of those kind of innocuous balloons on a stick that did nothing. It was just, and the little boys would come up and go, whip, whip, and you go, gooba, 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 gooba. Gooba, 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 gooba. Children can be cruel. I remember you walk into the basement of Madison Square Garden, a dozen chained elephants doing this. What would you do if you were chained to the basement of Madison Square Garden for a month with little boys throwing peanuts at their eyes? Get them! Right in the retina, Tommy! You know. Children have a peculiar way of looking at something like an elephant. How can I hurt this thing? Tough hide. Eye, shiny, vulnerable, get it! Kids can be cruel, you know. Grandmother gives them a kiss. P.U., Grandma, your breath stinks. You know. When there was a new kid in school, especially from another land, you know, Punjab is from another land, you know. That's called a turban. You know, nice turban, Punjab. Whack! Got any change? I'll take rupees. I mean, you can always tell the person from another land. In New York in the springtime, summer, 43rd Street and Broadway with a camera on his neck. You can always tell a nice European, maybe a German, a Norwegian, wearing sandals and socks. You can tell in a second. Yeah, good, yeah, oh, yeah, you know. And if you throw them a ball, you can tell they're not an American. They won't catch it like a regular American. You throw them a ball, they go, hey, you can tell they're from another land. And it's not fair to put them on either. Hey, you wimp, how you doing, you asshole? New York, yeah. I've seen people, it's not. See, I was on a Paris bus, and I went on the bus, I don't speak French, and the bus driver says, "Garnier, monsieur." I go, "Garnier, monsieur, garnier, garnier." Everybody looks up on the bus, they're annoyed at me too. Plus, you don't know the money, you know, it's a half a queen's head and a large castle. $15 for a bus ride, you put it in there. Sometimes you open your hands, they take what you need, you know. Carne, monsieur, carne. I took Spanish in high school. El carne, remember? Meat. No meat, thank you, just a bus ticket. Carne, monsieur, carne. And I started to think, I hate Maurice Chevalier. I hate French dressing. The French have caused every war in the last century, man, and lost each one, too, you know. Finally, a man came up and helped me. It was a combination ticket, so I know how helpless you can feel. You know what I mean? When you're from another land. So when I used to be heading home from Yale after my Saturday morning class with Dr. Nagla in theater history, in this building, I used to stop at the turnpike. "Excuse me, how many kilometers is it to New York?" And I'd get answers like, "Kilometers? We use miles here, buddy." You know, I said, "I'm from another land." You could feel pretty stupid, like, even not in another land. First time ever in San Francisco in 1967, I played the Hungry Eye, it was a great club. A cab driver took me, I don't like to be a rube, I'm from New York, you know? When I come into Kennedy Airport, I see if the guys are shy. I help people from Hong Kong. When the cabbie says, "That'll be about $3,000 to where you're going." It annoys me. You know, in 67, the cab driver took me to the San Francisco Municipal Airport by way of Ogden, Utah, claiming there was quite a bit of traffic. When I went to Germany, they said, Berlin particularly, that they get the idea you're a tourist, that taxi, forget it. A little light goes off in his head, "Tourist!" Boom! You know, that's it, Ogden, Utah. So I'm a pretty good mimic, and I used to practice my address, so I sounded like a native. Einen 20 Schlüterstraße. Einen 20 Schlüterstraße, bitte. I practiced it bored. Einen 20 Schlüterstraße, bitte. You know, practiced it drunk. Einen 20 Schlüterstraße, bitte. Einen 20 Schlüterstraße, bitte. Right. Taxa! einen Tourist. I have a boss in New Jersey, you know him? And people ask you, hey Bob, you from New York? You know a guy named Tony Johnson? Usually know the guy. There's no excuse for an asshole question like that anyway. Are you from North America? Do you know a guy? Are you from the white race? Do you know a man named Harold Farnsworth? Are you from New York? Do you know him? Sometimes you get past the first part and you walk in. 21 Minuten, was bitte. Danke. Du bist ein kluger Junge. Einen völlig good sauerkraut, anything, tourist. Boom. The new look out. So when I went to Berlin, a place that I love, figured I was brought up in a house where Germany was a dirty word. Wondered why. Anyway, I had a German sweetheart in the World's Fair. They were young Germans, and I loved Mercedes and Volkswagens and Hohner harmonicas and Bach. He's pre-Nazi, isn't he? He's from the music school. He's definitely. And Buxtehude was before him. I mean, you know. I picked up Bach on my own. I used to be listening to cantatas in my room at 17 because I had some friends a lot. I loved it. My father would open it. Still listening to that German shit? It's culture city in my house, you know. And yet, I love to go to Germany. I get diarrhea the first night I'm there and a few bad dreams, and it's over. I'd like to ask older Germans over 60, where were you between 1933 and 45, Putzel? Let's hear it. I was at the movies. Always playing. All about Eve. Did you hear in Poland who's causing the trouble? Did you read it? The Jews. The Jews caused the trouble in Poland. There were only 3 Jews left in Poland. To say that they're scared shit is an understatement, ladies and gentlemen, in Polish or English. They meet once every Friday night, the Free Jews Club, they call it, and they discuss how they fucked up Poland. You know, they can't figure it out. Meyer was a Jew? I don't know. I guess maybe he asked him too much. Hello, Mr. Wazinski. Just awful. Nice not to have to fly here. It's just boring now, and deregulation, forget it. Sky high. Sure, it's a bargain. New York to Florida, $80. New York to New Haven, $1,500. You want to get there, don't you? So it was an easy ride up. I found a way to kind of shaft the bureaucracy of the airline a little bit. Order a kosher meal. Don't have to be a Jew. Order a kosher meal. First of all, it's a little more trouble for them, and it's much better for some reason. There's a little bullshit you have to go through. You may not want an embarrassment. Will the Jew who ordered the kosher meal please make himself known to the flight attendant Vicky? Repeat, will the Jew who ordered the kosher meal please make himself known to the... Are you the Jew, sir? Sorry, you had a beard, your nose was... I thought maybe you were a Jew. Are you the Jew, sir? Thank goodness, sir. May I see your genitals, sir? No. Please don't take offense. It's very expensive kosher meal. I think the flight attendants to wash your hands is something that costs more to buy. And so, I mean, not to compare the two. There's certain things you'd rather have people not know on a plane. Well, the person who dropped the venereal disease medication at TWA, please take it. That is good. You notice that when you're watching football or baseball or any of those, see, I talk a lot about advertising and commercials and stuff because I think that the most creative minds in America make those, and sometimes fiendishly. Amco is one of those car-oriented ones, and it's so ridiculous and ironic. Essentially, if you go to their competitor, you know, I like my transmission fixed. You go, oh, I don't know, the crop season's right. Hell, do you ever see a transmission? The guy looks at the sign, and transmission's fixed. Hey, boss, remember that time you hit it right on the nose, $28,000 to the transmission? And then subliminal, very quickly, you say, let's rape a child. You don't hear it. But if you slow down your Betamax, you can hear that. That's how low it is. But if you go to AMCO, you walk in like a transmission fix, certainly there's a PhD with a white coat and clean nails and a clipboard. Mr. Klein, probably no charge, loose screw, 5 minutes. Just relax, hope you enjoy the donuts and the prostitutes while you're waiting. You know. Mr. Goodrich, very macho commercial Sunday afternoon. You know, tires that grip the road, you son of a bitch, you'd better believe it. You know. The Sears die-hard battery will start these 5 cars in Minnesota and make love to your wife at the same time. But if the Sears, the pickup truck goes up a steel hill with small print. Don't do this with your truck. It really doesn't work. It's bullshit. Not good. You know, it's Sunday afternoon. Very little pantyhose or tampons or hand cream, a lot of tires at what the hell, Black & Decker, Bob Lilly, build a dollhouse for your daughter, you fruit, you know, and goad you into things you don't want to do. Nice new habits they try to lay on you. I'm old Garrison. Like a lot of guys, I'm going smokeless. Now, this actually appeals to wives that are trying to get their husbands to stop to smoke. Well, at least he won't inhale. Just a little pinch of tobacco between your cheek and gums, all it takes. And your wife will love the brown mucilage that comes out later. When you kiss her, you know. Hi, honey, I'm home. Fuck! One of the most disgusting habits in the world. And the airlines will, you know, have smoking, no smoking, and smokeless. You know, the smokeless is with those men throwing up into the brown mounds there. That's what's right in there. Beer is big. More time is probably bought for beer than anything else. There's a beer war. Now, Miller, second best. Poor little fellas. Don't feel sorry for them. Owned by Philip Morris. All right? It's like, you know Carvel? You like Carvel? Do you buy Carvel because you think Mr. Carvel is pathetic? Yeah. Tom, no offense if you're watching. He's pretty much across the country. If he's not, it's like Dairy Freeze. It's one of those ice cream chains. You know, this old man who's a multi-trillionaire and does his own commercials instead of paying an announcer who has to feed children. And he has this awful voice like sandpaper. He evidently studied with Andy Devine some years ago. It's a beautiful ice cream product. Please buy this product at participating dealers. We have pound turkey for Thanksgiving. Couple of pumpkins on the side. Please buy this product or I will stay on the air 24 hours a day until you buy this product. So, don't feel sorry for Miller a second, you know, to Budweiser. They're doing okay, really. But they have an interesting thing. Of course, it's always made. You can't drink beer on television. This is a rule to prevent our youth from finding out what beer is really used for. I mean, why should they know? You know what I mean? You ask any average 8-year-old kid here in New Haven or in Los Angeles or anywhere, hey, what is beer for? To hold up and look at, Daddy. They know. People never think they're coming. No way. So Miller has profession. If you got the time, always after work. You know, woo! Well, that was a good day. If you got the time. They try to emphasize in a kind of public service way to try to tell their men 85% of them are operating heavy machinery with 4 tons of alcohol in them on them to wait till after work, guys, if it's at all possible. You know. But they have very exotic professions. Avalanche patrol and well, that's one avalanche that won't give us any trouble. Let's have a Miller if you got the time. How many guys do you know on avalanche patrol? 3, 4 tops, right? I know Steve, Bill, Harold, 5. If you guys that put out an oil well fire and they're grateful Arabs, whoop, well, that's one oil well fire, won't give us any trouble. Let's have a Miller if you got the time. How about ordinary guys, like the guy that cleans up the horse shit after the Mummers Parade? He likes beer too. You know, come on, let's wash our hands and have a Miller if you got the time. Guy works in an asbestos factory. The They have a guy herding cattle with a helicopter. Have you seen that one? Well, little fella, he's so understanding. He must be a parent, you know. Hey, little fella, we're going to get you back to your mama there. You know, he's so understanding. We're going to get you right back to your mama. Then we're going to cut your throat, hang you by your feet, and eat you. Now, may I say, I'm not making a little asterisk here. I'm not making a hypocritical, hey, what me killing the animal. I like a hamburger once in a while. Yeah, you know, you hear a carrot scream, you pull it out of the ground. But it is kind of ironic. It's not bad enough that he has to die in a couple of years to eat. They have to torment him during his life, you know. How do you think he feels about the helicopter? Helicopter! I'm going! He just got used to a screaming cowboy spitting tobacco the week before. Hilarious. Now it's a Bell Cobra 260 coming at him. There's one Miller has it's very funny with a couple of old rednecks. They're going out on a lake somewhere, and it's a beautiful sunset, and one fisherman says to the other, come on, Bill, let's leave some for tomorrow. It's Miller time. Let's go have a cold one, which is a lie. You want to tell me a couple of good old boys went out for a day of fishing, didn't take a few cold ones with them? Sure, they're coming back, Miller, for the fifth case. That's what they're coming back. They've been pissing off the side of the boat all day. They don't happen to show you that part in the commercial. Now, Budweiser, they have a different approach. It's professions. They try to include everybody, you know? This Bud's for everyone that works, goes to school, or has a neck. They sort of like to try to include people who are alienated, or I have a neck, you know? This Bud's for everyone that breathes. One of those guys. This Bud's for you, and they have these several kinds of Bud commercials, evidently for white Bud drinkers and black Bud drinkers. If you're a white Bud drinker, this Bud's for you, bang, 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 everything you do, the king of beers. And evidently, if you're black, you're supposed to, this Bud's for you. Lord, dang, the king of beer. And that offends me because I like the black song better. I think I want black people walking in the street looking at me and saying, you know what kind of music he likes. Except for Slim Whitman. I'm a devoted fan, you know. First question I'd like to ask is, who is Slim Whitman? He's the Rule Lenska of country music. So. Evidently had no function until just a few months ago when you saw him on television. They said, voted best singer in England 4 years in a row, evidently 1896 through 1900. And he can't sing a straight note to save his answer. Happy birthday to you. He clearly was not born the Lamar's method, that's for sure. When he was born, they played Little Richard and beat the shit out of him. Set up some nice soft money. Of course, Mrs. Whitman is afflicted with this too. Here's my husband. You know. Now, Lowenbrau, that's premium. They bought the name from Germany. That's all they bought, the name. Each bottle comes with a name in it, that's it. No, it's not like Lowenbrau. You ever taste Lowenbrau in Germany? Fabulous. This is, you know, but they have a commercial that almost suggests Jeopardy. Guys are cross-country skiing. I can't make it up. Go back without me. He says, in a half hour, I'll have you back in the lodge. Come on, you can make it. I can't make it. Leave me here. He says, in a half hour, I'll have you back in the lodge with a Lowenbrau. Pathetic alcoholic, that's the point. You put a snifter of wild Irish rose in front of his nose, he'll watch around the world. Now, Michelob Light, that's like champagne. They even have a woman in that one. It's a romantic commercial. You see that where a couple meet at the airport with romantic music? And Bill, Marianne, this is a surprise. They clearly had an affair 5 years ago in this commercial. Where are you going? San Francisco. Me too. Franklin Hotel. Me too. Room 403. Me too. Nice coincidence happening here. Then she orders, you know, well, this is an occasion. 2 Michelob Lights. I don't want to be a snob here, but I would have had the triple martini with Sunoco 260 chasers. Plus a little ethyl alcohol, the medical school student's favorite, you know. One of the things that makes them throw up more than any other individual social group. To 1,000 proof. Anyway. All right. She goes, 2 Michelob Lights. But his answer, his reaction, Mr. Romantic, absolutely astounds me. She goes, 2 Michelob Lights? He goes, Michelob makes a light? Look what interests this man. He's got a 10-foot erection. That's what he says. Michelob makes a light? Just a minute. Hello, mother. Sit down first. Michelob makes a light. 2 o'clock in the morning in the hotel, she'll be going, Bill, let's make love. Michelob makes a light? Remember when Coors came out in 7-ounce ponies? Mother and I got the first ones at the brewery. He's a bottle can freak and he's a nut. Kind of person you'll see on the front page of the National Enquirer. Kills 22 people and neighbors say he was very quiet. So once in the elevator with the submachine gun, I didn't think much of it. Well, that Robert Young, Sanka commercial, he has a lot of cranky friends, doesn't he? People with no patience and, I can't make this story long, God damn it! First of all, it's implied that he knows he has some expertise about medicine because he played a doctor. You know, it's like soap opera actresses that get mail from people. Valerie, why are you such a bitch? Hey, Bill, calm down. What are you, Robert Young? I don't know, Mr. Young. Doctor says he drinks too much coffee. He needs Sanka. He needs a straight jacket, this guy. Valium Factory. I mean, selling you that name. Life insurance is probably the most morbid of all of them, the one that deserves a trip to the bathroom quickest in a football game. Who wants to be reminded that you're mortal during a commercial for a football game? You can die in an instant. They have one now, a husband and wife. Bill was insured, but Mary wasn't. Now their house is empty, and he is screwed. First of all, life insurance is, you don't even get a toaster when you sign up. It's like gambling. It's not, I bet you $200 a month till you die, but you don't die. One of those things. They always have a jingle that's brilliant that hits the men where they live or whoever's buying the insurance. And there's a guy pushing his little girl in a swing. Insurance is love. Insurance is giving. Insurance is making sure your family doesn't go down the tubes if you drop dead. Insurance is love. And the kid asks the key question, Daddy, I want to go to college. Does that cost a lot of money? No, honey, it doesn't cost any money. Insurance is love. I want to go to Yale. Is that expensive? No, honey, it's not expensive. Right over the top. Then they always just use euphemisms for death. What if you're not there, young man? You know, like you took a cosmic trip to the bathroom, never to return. You're not there, young man. And then they eliminate you with an X in front of your head, actually, right out of Hartford. Or cinematic cliches like freeze frame, or broken mirror, or no one pushing your little girl, and she's 28, and still on the swing. There's little hints that you're not. What if you're not there, young man? One thing, I won't give a shit. Won't be there. Second before I die, I'll feel like a cheapskate. I'm sorry I left you nothing. I have no insurance. I don't care. Probably hate me. I left you a business that loses. I don't care. I think that part is longer. And what happened about 2 years ago, they started using the word death in the campaign where we planned a life, we didn't plan that Dad would die or Bill, whatever. Depressing commercial, a woman selling her summer home. Walking on, it was a day just like this when Bill and I bought this cabin. And now we have to sell it. We planned a cabin, we planned a plan, we planned a life. We didn't plan that Bill would die. And they load the issue. Nothing's really changed. Bill left no insurance. I'm a hooker in New Orleans now. The children are doing well as pornographic models, but really there's no need. Who cares about insurance? Did you see that commercial for a pickup truck? Fantastic. Where they have them straddling bowling alleys. There's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge, and a Datsun. And you try to bowl under all of them. You can only bowl under the Datsun. I I mean, to tell you the truth, when I buy a pickup truck, it's my single most important criterion. I kick the tires there, I do a couple of things. Can you bowl under it? What? Look, can you bowl under it? It's in the sports, especially in heaven there, you know. Because the Japanese products, as they market better and manufacture better. In all fairness, German and Japanese plants were destroyed. They could start anew, more convenient. We have creaking ancient equipment and the rest, and they learned from us, in all fairness. But, I mean, you know, it's hard to feel sorry for Chrysler. Lee Iacocca is making a nice plea. He's an important and influential man. People listen to men like that. They do. He stands there in front of that car and he goes, and it's a beauty. And by the way, if you can find a better car than Chrysler, buy it. And they are in droves. Datsuns, Toyotas, Chevys, anything. You know, they listen to a man like that. Believe me, it's influence. Now, as the Japanese products, the commercials for American products in competition with them are getting overtly racist and rather tasteless. Have you seen one? Sylvania, I believe, is the one. The kind of apple pie guy. And he says, Sylvania tested against RCA and won. And off camera you hear, what about Sony? And you know, he looks like he's been disturbed a little by a rude interruption. And then Sylvania tested against Zenith and won. What about Sony? And then it tested against Sony and won, you asshole. He gets some vaccine. The Ford is trying a new one, and the guy goes, and that one. Jerry Lewis movie. It's embarrassing. And they use the actor who played every prison commandant in every World War II movie. The Japanese. Awful. And then the Ford is going to try a new one out. The Escort against the Toyota. We're in beautiful Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, to test the Ford Escort against the Toyota. You know, there goes the Ford past the Arizona Monument. Can look like, you know, it's so. Nothing to it there. How about Sony co-opting Albert Einstein's image to try to sell Betamax? You see that one? First of all, it's just an actor there. It looks like James Taylor with talcum powder on his head. I'm sure if Albert were alive, he would have approved. He would have loved to have done a commercial for Sony, unless Hawaiian Punch made a better offer. See the Osmonds doing the Hawaiian Punch? Now, to me, that's immoral. I mean, this is not a useful product to American families with their daily meal. You're better off giving them paint thinner. You know, Hawaiian Punch there. What is the cash flow low over at the Osmonds? To me, Hawaiian Punch is the punch of it. And then this little legalism she has to shoot in there. And it's 10% fruit juice for the taste everyone loves. Yeah, what is it 90% of? Urine? 10% fruit juice. Of course it's 10% fruit juice, the Monongahela fruit. It grows on the Connecticut Turnpike. Yule Gibbons used to eat it in salads, you know. He died, you know. I still have a hickory nut from Yule Gibbons, the famous, what a sweet guy. He died young. Remember him? The dandelion soup is good. He ate anything. Our carburetor makes an excellent breakfast on the road. I saw Yogi Berra is one of my great heroes. I had a pass to the locker room last season there. And I had great trauma and privilege at the same time. Saw Yogi Berra naked. Just think about that for a second, man. I tried to keep my head up. I was so mad. Yogi, it's such a pleasure. It defies gravity, this guy. Besides, well, Babe Ruth, I just seen pictures of him. I never saw him really play, but I don't know, how good could he have been? He runs so funny. Yeah. There's the immortal Babe. I mean, how could a guy be that good if he did that? You see, Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth before the All-Star game, 1934. Yeah. Little our gang baseball gloves. Babe was hardy, though. He had a bad season in 1923 because of syphilis. That's not widely known, but true. You know, baseball fever, catch it, Babe caught it. Probably that's why he runs that way. Man after my own heart. 12 girls at a time, 11 hot dogs before the game. Yeah. Rough and tough there. I guess, though, baseball is a game of great fear, too. You play hardball? Oh, boy. Especially the majors. That ball's coming in 90 mph. You have to decide in a half a second whether you're going to hit it out of the park for a home run or it's going to make you a vegetable for the rest of your life. You watch your Winfields, your Schmidts, they hang in there. They're not afraid. They don't step in the bucket. You watch like a LeMaster in San Francisco, that's 117 every year, and they call him a good competitor. You know, they cover for him. He's a good competitor. He competes very well. Let's find a ball player for him. You watch him in slow motion, you see his problem there. He steps in the bucket. No power. That's why, to me, greatest living baseball hero of all time is Minnie Minoso, who held the record for getting hit by pitched balls. Early black Cuban player in the league, played in 5 decades, actually. He's a coach for the White Sox. Minnie's approach was entirely different. His head was in the strike zone. And he said, catch a good one, Minnie. They didn't mean a hit. Oh, show him first, fellas. A little dignity. Show him first. He'd run out to center field, to third base. Whitey Bernstein, the trainer, runs out and sprays ethyl chloride on his head, which is like Novocaine gone wild. He can't feel his head for a little while. And he can't comb his hair for a couple of months because he can't find it. And he's looking everywhere. Then. You know, Sidney Poitier is doing his life story next year. It's a beautiful montage scene. You know, New York, St. Louis, Chicago, train tracks, everything. Boston. That guy gave for his team. Those days, the White Sox only had 3 signals. One was hit and run. One was bunt. One only for Minnie. Towards the end of his career, he pretended not to hear, you know. And they didn't want to give away the signal. The coach would turn his back. The national anthem is still the best part. Everyone fidgets. It's a tough one. I had to sing it in a fair. When you're in numbers and you feel secure about it, you don't realize it's a 4-octave range, evidently written for geese or something. You know. And the rockets red. Forget it. I mean, it's a great instrumental, but in fact, I knew the organist at Emmett Steele for many years, and they stole all his licks. He was a great musician. You know, da-da-da-da-da, he wrote that. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, fight, he wrote that. You know? He's working at a lounge now, a Holiday Inn, playing the organ, you know. And the rockets red. I had to sing it alone, boy, it gets you. You try to start low and fool it. Oh, say, and the rock. If you try to reverse it, you start high. Oh, say again. It still gets you. And the rock. It's an old English drinking tune. I learned that on a Shell Bicentennial Minute. In '76, instead of giving us 2 or 3 cents off gas, they got these tax-deductible, self-aggrandizing commercials. But I found that's an old English drinking tune, which explains the key. But the lyrics were written by a man eminently qualified to write lyrics for a national anthem. He was an attorney in Baltimore named Francis Scott Key. And the phrasing is amateurish. And when you start off one word and go, oh, say, what did he thought he was a 50s doo-wop group, you know. Oh, darling, you know. Couldn't play one note. And, oh, say. And also the poem is ridiculous. I prefer America the Beautiful. Nice poem. Purple mountains, majesty. Nice little chill up the spine. The national anthem is about a war we lost, War of 1812. Sorry, fellas, don't like the disillusion. We were taught in school we won it. We got schmeared. We burned Washington in a battle which we lost. But this guy's poem, Francis Scott Key, it really doesn't matter because the flag was still there. Look at his priorities, will you? The fort was pulverized. Everyone in it was dead. But he thinks we won because the flag was still there the next morning. And the English were glad to hear that they lost that battle. They used to be able to, you couldn't interpret it without great risk to your prestige or something else. Now everyone does it their own way. There's country way of doing it. Ooh, say, can you? Nightclub layback. Ooh, say. In California, the World Series, they always have people that. But the first person to ever have the balls to interpret it beautifully was Jose Feliciano in the World Series a few years ago. Do you remember? It was Baltimore-Pittsburgh, I think. And there he is sitting an acoustic guitar at second base on a stool there. The announcer doesn't even know his name. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I call your attention to second base. To Mr. Josie Feliki Nuno. Cool thing. Mr. Licky Nuno. And he shocked everyone. Oh, they. Mira can be by the door, no mama by the door, the light. Bravest thing I ever saw. Figured they wouldn't kick the shit out of him because he was blind. Which was a correct calculation, incidentally, because I know Jose well, and he got a few hate letters. Puerto Rican, people have strange priorities of their own, you know. And, red exit sign, that's what an exit sign should be. Red is unequivocal for an exit sign. Hello, this way, fire. In California, I played Stanford, they have green exit signs. And it's sort of, there's a fire, if you want to get out, it's cool. If you want to get out, it's fine. I hope we give a big, warm welcome here to the Robert Klein Orchestra. Bring them out here. Here they are. Kind of cheap crap. Whose idea was this? All right, do the best you can with it. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my idea, I swear. It's very good cardboard. Look at him complaining. He was on the Pepsi Challenge, this one. You know, here's the one that... They always overreact when they do that. B. The Pepsi, I can't believe it. One guy said, I just have to go home and tell my wife. What an exciting marriage they must have. Their erotic story. Honey, I was in the Pepsi Challenge. She goes, and she goes, I was on the arthritis pain formula. I couldn't lift the goddamn pan. My hair was down. And he goes, anyway, you get off. They've been married, God bless them, 45 years. Never missed a day without fighting. Like my own parents. What are we going to do first? We're going to do some songs? Let's do something. This is what you hear during the credits at the end of a PBS documentary on North Carolina prisons. Let me out of here! Camel Work by Joe. I'm in guilty. My special thanks to the warden and the penitentiary and the prison for not beating the shit out of him today. Thanks to the Chubb Corporation. What is the Chubb Corporation? The Slim Whitman of corporations. I would buy a Chubb if I knew what it was. They support some of them, probably they're in the prison equipment line, right? 1, 2, 3. Why do musicians do that? They watch Sesame Street? Why do they count? These fellas, by the way, have done wonders. They don't read music, but they bought the Roy Clark Big Note Songbook. And they're whizzes. Sure was, you know, oh good, it was nice. I asked for a towel here. There's always been a class joint, still is, you know. I was hoping towards the end I'd be like Jerry Lewis and put a towel around my neck, tell you how warm you've been, and I don't think this is going to work very well. And then I'd say, it's such a lovely way. You know, we won't do that. Let's do a real song, wanna? Which one? Sins? Is that it? Oh, this is a beauty. May we have some mood lighting, please? Thank you. That's perfect. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, no, yeah, maybe. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Told you I'm ready. I'm just asking. I know you were just asking, but I'm ready. Ooh, 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 yeah, 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 no. Yeah. I'd like to do a song like that. It's a song, it's a sad, sad song, but don't feel sad. Why you made me leave my happy home. You took my love and now you're gone. Since I fell for you, since I fell for you, baby, love brings such misery and pain. No doubt. I guess I'll never be the same since I fell for you. Well, it's too bad and it's too sad that I'm still in love. Love me, then you snub me. But what can I do? I'm still in love with you. Guess I'll never see the light. Get those blues every night since I fell for you. I'm still in love with you. Guess I'll never, never, never see the light. No, I won't. I get those blues most every night. Since I fell for you. Fine. Paul here is playing with great joy. He just had a baby girl. He had 2 boys. He was looking for a girl, and he got one. So how was the labor? Was it particularly difficult? Let's make it personal. That temperature thing works, by the way, right now. Anyway, I guess I'm... this is a song. This is from a Broadway show that I was in for a year called They're Playing Our Song. Several of you were able to finance tickets through a bank loan evidently on Broadway. Very pretty. I was nominated for a Tony, and I didn't win, but I was a good sport. 2 Grammys, 1 Tony, nominations, never won. But in that Tony, the CBS cameras are right on the pores of your skin as they announce the winner, and you have to try to be a good sport. And I remember that moment. I'll never forget it a couple of years ago. The winner, here from the Yale Drama School stage, I'm telling you this story that I was nominated for a Tony. And plus I have an excellent Amway business on the side. But I remember waiting for the winner. And the winner, Best Actor in a Musical, not Klein. I was very polite. I was better. He was good. I was better. I was better. I was better! Doesn't matter, he was a maniac. I was better! It's a little tumult. This is a very pretty song. It was written by Marvin Hamlish and Carol Bayer Sager. It's the opening song of the show. It's senseless to tell you what it's about. You know, this is where Biff and Mary Ann meet John. But it's just a nice, pretty song, and it's called Falling. I'm afraid to fly, and I don't know why. I'm jealous of people who are not afraid to die. It's just that I recall back when I was small, someone promised that they'd catch me, but then they let me fall. Falling fast again. Why do I always take the fall when I fall in love? I think by now I've learned, play with fire, you get burned, but fire can. You're so warm, that's why I return. Turn and walk away. That's what I should do. My head says go, find the door. My heart says I found you. And now I'm falling, falling fast again. Why do I take a fall when I fall in love? It always turns out the same. Loving someone, losing myself, only got me to blame. Help me, I'm falling, falling. Catch me if you can. Maybe this time I'll have it all. Maybe I'll make it after all. Maybe this time I won't fall. When I fall in love. You got me falling in love. When I fall in love. Klein Orchestra and backup singing. That's fun. Now this next song, I did it on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour, 1957, with a group called the Teen Tones, and we sang it fast. I want to that kind of love. We were defeated by a one-armed pianist. We used to sing it in the boys' room at Deal Clinton High School because we sounded great there, echo. And it sounded like a recording studio. And unfortunately, not too many record executives came to the men's room in your high school to hear you. And any place else we sang, we sounded like we were singing in a men's room. But there we sounded like a recording studio. It's a beautiful song, though. It's a standard too. It's called Sunday Kind of Love. You ready? I'm through with my old love. I love her through and through. I'm searching for a new love. Can that new love be? Love tonight, past Saturday night. I'd like to know that it is more than love aside. I want a Sunday kind of love. Sunday kind of love. I want a love that's on the square. California was crazy. It made me so tired and lazy. I got to feel free and easy. Going back to NYC. 3 days on the highway, 5 hours behind the wheel, watching that ribbon of highway vanish at the top of the hill. When we reach that river, I hope I still got the power. I hope this car holds together. We'll be there in half an hour. Whoa, whoa, I'm going back home to NYC. NYC. I'm going back home to NYC. NYC. California was crazy. Made me so tired and lazy. I got to feel free and easy. Going back to NYC. Going back home
to NYC.
They're going to, you know it's true. They're going back home
to NYC.
They'll cry, they'll make you cry. They'll go
Back home to NYC.
They love the drug, they love the mug. California was crazy. Made me so
Tired and lazy. I got to feel free and easy. Going back to NYC.
I'm going. You know I'm going. You know I must be going. I'm going. Where am I going?
That's NYC.
Going back to NYC. Let's do a song for you now, a road called Woo Hoo Hoo Hoo. You didn't get your lyric sheet, don't worry about it, just follow the bouncing Jew. I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg. I'm not kidding, baby. Is there a neurologist? I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg. Can you stop my leg? My leg stop. Ooh, oh, oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, perhaps. I'm gonna thank you, Lord.
Help him!
I'm gonna thank you too. I'm gonna thank you, Lord. I'm gonna thank you for stopping my legs to this woman. Oh, it feels so good. Just sitting on the ground with my other leg. Roll like a good leg ought to be. Yeah. Whoa, no. There it goes again. Oh, thank you very much for coming tonight. I had
Coming up next, a love story with music. Internationally acclaimed singing sensation Luciano Pavarotti stars in Yes, Giorgio on HBO.
For more than a decade, uproarious laughter was heard coming from this building. So its mid-year anniversary party was planned. Well, people were laughing so hard that they missed it. And now HBO and the Comedy Store proudly present...
What can he give you?
He loves me.
He's stealing your life from you.
C'est une belle soirée, n'est-ce pas?
Ja, prima.
Excusez-moi.
He has no right to it.
I gave it to him.
But you're so young. How can you give your life to an old man who doesn't even belong to you?
Moi, je fais. Qui c'est qui fait la cuisine ici? C'est moi, là.
Oui, mais tu fais la cuisine, ça te donne pas le droit de pêcher.
Merde-toi. Non, mais qu'est-ce que tu as? Parce que. Pourquoi tu dis ça? Tu ronfles. Tu ronfles trop, allez. Bon, moi,
C'est que ça pourrait être pire, hein.
Mais de toute façon, j'entends. Non, je peux pas dormir près de Jean, moi. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Mais parce que je peux pas. Mais tu ronfles. Moi, je peux pas dormir.
Ça pourrait être pire, hein.
Oh, écoute, d'accord. Moi, je me mets au milieu, de toute façon, j'entends rien.
You're fortunate you're not sleeping on this side. Pierre fights in his dreams.
Fight too.
Anyone who gets near him...
Bonne nuit, maintenant.
Bonne nuit.
Good night.
Night.
You said this side is for women.
The French boys snore.
You still hear them here.
But not so loud.